A pleasant Thursday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. Thank you very much for joining us on the bridge. I want to say a very special morning to Richie B. Richie B, have yourself a wonderful day, and the Up and Go crew, you all have yourselves a wonderful day. Once again, thanks for joining us on the bridge. You know we're here because of you. I want to say a very special morning to Team Untengle, up and running. Of course, you know, we go straight through till 1 in the afternoon. So, I know him don't dress for the occasion, but I don't care. I do not care. Richie cannot come in at the bridge and we not say hi and show up and show. We not have to show the legs, but good to see you, Richie.
Elise, it's not good way I'm to see you.
True. Same so.
I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to talk to you.
Yeah, it was a wonderful interview. Nice. So I have a copy of Richie Stevens' CD, and I also have a copy of Richie Stevens and Mama Carmen. Yes. So I have them both, and I thank you very much for living up to your word. Yes, you did say as soon as you come home.
You know me that.
Yes, I you that.
Yeah, man, I come in last night.
Last night?
Yes.
And you have this already?
Yes.
You're not tired?
In a way, yes, no.
I
I'm
hear
just happy
you.
to be home and the energy's up.
Nice, beautiful, good to see, and thank you very much for just blessing up all those on the bridge.
Yes, man.
And it will be my pleasure to listen to these CDs driving
Please
home.
do.
I
Please do.
certainly will.
In a quiet time, just
Yes,
listen.
yes, I
Yes.
certainly will. And once again, good to see you, and thanks for just just coming in and blessing up everybody.
Give thanks. It's
Most
always
welcome.
a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Always. So, Beauregard, you saw him live the other day, and me did there for you look upon him on Zoom, and me say, all right, so my brethren there. Well, he's live inside here with me now. Right in Jamaica. As soon as we join him later, I'm going to say, Abe.
I'm fearful, Mama Elise. Glad to see you.
Good to see you too.
Glad to see you.
Bless up yourself, my love. And I have live beside me my special guest this morning, and his name is Ardain Morris. Oh, well, people think it's Adrian.
A lot of people.
That happened to me this morning. I had to go back and say, but I'm not Adrian, it's Ardain. So welcome to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM.
Thank you for welcoming Miss Elise Kelly.
Oh, you're most welcome again. All right. So we know you as a member of the Denham Town community, but before you actually went to Denham Town, you were in Clarendon at a very early age, right?
Rocky Point, that is.
Oh, Rocky Point, that's where the fish there.
Lot of fish.
Oh, you know something?
Let me clear up a lot of fish. Yeah. Like Wenchman.
Don't look on her. Please. You see this interview? Don't look at your community member, Cavell. Please and thank you very much. We know what kind of fish we're talking. But watch this now. Let me tell you why I mean really. Let me tell you why I mean know about the Rocky Point and the fish. Cocotie. You know, top care fish from Rocky Point can give it back in the day. So we know that. All right, so let us talk to you about your early days in Clarendon and what led you to move to town.
And can I say I know Cocotie personal because he was used to wrap around my uncle a lot. So I know him personal. But I grew in that small community, fishing village, and things I feel like I need to go out there and see what life it is like to be on my own. Mm-hmm. And that's where I get into a religious group, and that group led me to Kingston.
Okay, so this happened when you were pretty young.
Pretty young.
Yeah. All right. So you moved to Kingston at what, 17?
17.
All right. So where did you first move to? Denham Town?
Denham Town. 10 Regent Street.
Okay. So who you had there?
No one.
You serious? No one?
Yeah, just related to my pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not as in relatives, but I know my pastor.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question that Joshie did ask. You're never afraid?
At that young age, I believe young people don't normally afraid. They would want to risk it. They would want to know the unknown.
Yes.
Because that's why when you encourage most young people not to do this, they would want to go ahead to get that experience.
You know, you're so right. And can I tell you something? We always say that's a bad thing about young people, but it's good too. Because if it wasn't that way, we'd have stuck. Nobody would have done nothing.
And that's true. That's true.
So you brave it and you leave your nice district fishing village.
Because guess why? Fishing village. Fishing is the only really strength there. And tell you the truth, I'm afraid of the sea because I can't swim.
So you never have no future down that road there.
No future.
So when you came to Denham Town, what were your thoughts? What you wanted to do? How you thought it would turn out?
I didn't have a thought at that time.
You just made a move.
Yes, I just make a move.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. So before you started cooking, you actually used to sell juices and used to sell household and grocery items. What kind of juices you used to make?
I used to make bag juice, natural juice, and just bag juice, natural juice, and regular juice and the demand gets so high and I couldn't fill the demands. So people started to drift to other locations because I couldn't meet that demand at the space and the time. And for me, in that period of time, because I wasn't buying in bulk, I faced a challenge with prices, with competition in the market because I can't buy bulk at that stage in time. So I actually lose out on it because meanwhile I have for 140, the higher market would have it for 100 or 20 because of my production and how I buy stuff at that time.
And this is a problem that face many small business people.
Many.
So even sometimes when someone comes in a community and just buy out everything wholesale and start to sell it cheaper, like no disrespect but Mr. Chin, and start to sell it cheaper, you're really getting out people in the community who, first of all, you can, which I'm sure you could have sold a little bag of this and a little bag of that, and you understand? So
that's it.
So it really is an issue. So I'm glad you brought that up. All right. So you stopped that because you couldn't keep up.
I couldn't keep up in the market.
All right. So how the food thing start now? The cooking.
Wow. Well, I normally cook in my I cook at my house and share around with friends and they taste the thing and say, "Boy, Morris, you're bad. You can't cook. Why you not start a little cooking thing?" And stuff like that. And even before that, while I was doing the juice, NHT came and put me on a program and, give me a little highlight. But that's when I couldn't meet the demand. But the cooking thing now, living alone as a single man at the time, wife run left me.
What? Business that bad?
So my wife leave me. But before even my wife leave me, when I started cooking, and normally, I couldn't cook 1 pound of rice even when it was me alone.
How much you can cook?
I cook more than 1 pound because I'm cooking for me. But when I cook for me, sometimes I end up, God bless what I eat, so I have to cook more than what I would bargain to cook when I live alone and I cook for myself because I would have to share around.
So that is how the people them start learn how you had nice.
And said I can turn, and then I start out with chicken back.
All right.
Curry chicken back.
Yeah, man.
They even used to tell me, say, do a little tin mackerel. Me do a little one and other. And when people come and hear them, tin mackerel, restaurant, the tin mackerel. And I was like, as a customer, meeting the customers' demand.
Absolutely. And tin mackerel is something that people who on a budget love to eat.
Yes.
And you cook the butter dumpling too?
Cornmeal dumpling and sometimes
nice.
white flour dumpling.
Oh, nice, man. So
I don't really sell butter dumpling, but maybe sometime, take a little one dumpling and
butter it.
And
what you mean? Same so this is now something that you can do, that you can meet the community's needs.
Yes, but there's a challenge.
What?
To meet the community needs right now, I was on a JSIF program the other day, and JSIF, I talked to them and they donate a deep fryer to me to help to me to ready on time, because I'm facing a big challenge now, ready on time. Since JSIF come in and put in a little deep fryer, I still know I have another bigger problem.
What is that now?
And the bigger problem is now I need bigger pots to supply the needs of the people in the community, and leading to that, it would also lead to employment for other people. And that's where I face a little challenge now.
It is a challenge, Chilo, but it's something that you can overcome with a little help.
Yes, with a little help.
You can overcome that. We're going to come to that in a few. So you start the cooking, and I get it, I get it. Because the more you cook good, is the more people will come at the place, and the more people will come at the place, is the more demands on you.
Can I tell you?
Chilo said, can I tell you? Yes, you can, because I understand that very well. So while I was reading your bio now, a part of it that really made me have to laugh is the part where them say, well, you have a very peculiar way of selling your food. So when the pot land, as we in Jamaica would say, so when the pot land, how the community knows a pot land and them fi come?
All right, first, I did have a little speaker, one of those little things that I put through the wind and it would said, ready, and state the food that I have. But before I did that, I used to use my mouth and shout out to the community, and they can hear from a distance.
I saw your mouth loud. Can I tell you?
Most of the time, I thought that people are telling lies when they say they hear me in such a distance from where I'm at.
So the whole of West Kingston hear you?
Almost the whole of West Kingston. So as they see me, they would shout out exactly what I shout out. So as I've ready the food and the food ready and land, I would normally shout out, ready, breakfast. And when lunch in the evening time now, I would shout out, ready, we have stew peas, a fried chicken, curry back, chunks and bean. Come and get it. No trussing.
No trussing.
No trussing.
So hold on a little bit now. So because the demand don't reach no whole heap of people, when you say ready, a guy have to come right now.
That's why I choose to have this stuff ready, because when I shout out ready, I'm in problem if I don't have everything up and running.
All right, so let us start from in the morning now. So one way you cook for breakfast?
Breakfast, it's a vary, because we have days because we don't have enough things to get on board this stuff. So most days we'd have like liver, we'd have chicken, 1 and 2 times with the fish. I have to meet the demands. You have to order those stuff because through prices and tell you I have a reasonable price, a price that is affordable. I live by the motto, very affordable price. So that's what keep me going right now.
That keep your business afloat. All right, so that's breakfast. So what time you get up for do that?
I would up like 5 o'clock every morning, even if I'm not doing breakfast. It coming like it's instilling me to wake up 5 o'clock every morning.
So because you go, hey, say when we're like a picnic and we don't have no alarm clock. You remember that something 5 o'clock a morning, 5 o'clock, and you lick the thing 5 times.
Yes.
So it work. No.
It works. I can tell it works. It works.
That's true. All right.
The pillar 5 times.
Yes,
or anytime you want to wake up and you're getting up even 5 minutes before.
You better
the
know
time.
that. Same way. So young people don't know about them.
I don't think they know.
All right. So you get up 5 o'clock and you start do that. So the breakfast sell off, and as soon as that sell off, you start same time the breakfast with the lunch.
As soon as the breakfast, because that's what I'm telling you now.
The pot.
The pot.
Yeah.
So me have to reuse and get rid of them pot there, and then put them on
Wash
back
up them
on the
pot
fire.
there.
Yes.
Yeah. If anyone listening, because this is not hard, it might be hard for Chilo because of the everyday thing, but others listening, even we, right here on the bridge, just people, anyone away, that's not hard something to donate. Anyway, we're going to talk about that later, as me say. All right, so lunchtime now, where you get them for lunch?
Very also, but my main dish, chicken, chunks, and stew peas.
Oh, you cook chunks?
Yes.
Where you put in a stew peas? Don't tell me for pork. Don't tell me. Where you put in a stew peas?
I'm not going to use the word pork because I mustn't tell you it's pork. But we use the
Hanal.
Yes, that's the name. That's the name.
So you have some people in the community where eat natural, so them get the chunks.
Yes.
I have some people, let me tell you something, you know how them something they go, Sometimes you go to a restaurant, I have some people that have no shame to feed them game, What, chicken with a pork gravy?
And where I'm at, no shame to give.
No shame to give.
Because when you're hungry, food you want,
simple.
And anything you eat, that you have.
A full belly. Get you loud and clear. All right. So what about the support from the community now?
As in?
Do the community come out and actually support your business?
Well, I want to big up
Or does the community?
Goldenite Scheme and the people that live in Goldenite Scheme and listening right now. And to all the people in the neighboring community, Denham Town, big up Denham Town. I get the support.
Nice, beautiful.
Because they love the flavor. And I don't tell them that I have a good flavor.
Them tell you.
Them tell me.
Right.
I was listening to two kids talking. And you know kids say, them just bowl out of the pack. And they were asking, boy, which one of the food that tastes good and real? And I was saying, please don't say me.
Why? Which one of the food tastes good?
Yes.
Why
and
you never want him to say not you?
Listen me, because some of the time, or most of the time, some negative stuff will help you to boost your thing. I feel good when they said, yeah man, food tastes good, man.
Of course.
So I feel good, but I was hoping that they did the same because I would want to push my thing, because I know I was wondering if because they were at my place why they said that, but I know kids. Kids, they are just bold.
Yeah man. Them no business in none way you are talking about there. Them say food tastes bad,
Yes, so right. It puts a smile on my face. I was like,
yes. Talking about children, you yourself have 3 boys in the community. What is it like raising boys in that community, and particularly your boys?
I'm a stern father.
I see it. Let's talk about that.
I'm a stern father. Well, right now, two of them. The 3 of them is not with me because the separation with the mother. So they live in the East community now. So I'm a stern father.
You're still in them life.
Yes. And the reason why I said I'm stern because I want the best for them.
Absolutely. And you know more than anyone else because of the community that you live in. You see it when fathers are not there, you see the issues and the struggles.
And the struggles.
Yes, of the mother.
And most of the time, some of the father, they are there, but because they're instilled also in what they are believed. So they would divert their child into a particular belief because everybody have a belief. But I'm a stern father. I'm strict, and they can tell you.
Right. And does that fathering of your boys and that sternness of the fathering of your boys, does it extend to the community's children?
Well, it is now extending because I'm now a part of a parenting group, and even though I used to be stern on my boys, I'm a little bit cushion now because of the parenting group that I'm in now, and the parent group is also a part of the Ministry of Justice and Restorative Justice. I'm also a part of that. I'm a facilitator of that group also.
So when you say your parenting style has changed, is it because you've learned so much being a part of this group?
Yes. And the reason why, because I used to just use a brute force. But now we can get to reason up and level up. As they're getting older, we can reason and level up and get to understand their side, and we talk about stuff.
And how do they respond now that you've changed your style?
Well, they want to be around me more now.
That's honest. I love that.
Because,
all right.
You know, when they're around me on weekends, I would have a cut-off point, the time for phone and bed, cut-off time for light.
That's all right. It's just when is the cut-off time? When is the cut-off time?
10 o'clock sharp.
How old are the boys?
What? No. All right. Let me say from about 15 and 13, but one now is 17 and one is 15.
Yeah, cut
and
off
the
at
small
10 o'clock.
I'll still do cut off when they're around me on weekend.
The 17-year-old one go to bed 10
cut
o'clock?
off. Yes.
Look here, though.
I have a cut off point.
No, look here. Every community need a father like you still, you know. So, all right, let me ask you this now. So the business is up and running. I'm sure the boys are part of the business. You make them help.
They are here every weekend.
Right. And you also employ members of the community.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Well, in the community, I mostly normally would employ young men.
Nice, good.
And they come around and they play the role. I just play also. I would normally encourage them, even when they're around me, to be the best.
Right, right. So you've been in the community long enough for them to kind of know the growth that you've made. So they probably remember you before you started cooking, from when you couldn't buy the something them, and them see the business doing well now. How do they respond to that? Since them know your plight, and them see the progress.
Rich. Which I'm not.
Denham Town, Chilo and Richie here. He won't go get up early morning and try to cook little food, you know. Oh my goodness. So they really think that gives you enough money to be rich, and it doesn't.
I have it hard fighting to stay afloat.
All right, so let's come to that now. What do you see for the future, and how do you think you can accomplish whatever your dreams are?
This is the reason why I still fight, because I believe there's a future in what I'm doing, and and it's my belief keeping me. And it's keeping me, and I'm seeing now where I'm taking it step by step and moving forward.
I hear you. All right. So this interview, you know that people are listening, and they're enjoying the interview, and they are hearing your struggles, and you're a hardworking father. Let us say we want to be not a part of your business, because we don't want nobody to give you things and want back things outside. Let us say people listening just want to give you a helping hand to push you forward, make you move forward. Can they? And how?
Yes, I would love that help to move forward, because helping me would also help other persons. And for instance, now the help that I would love now, some bigger pot. Can I say Jamaican talk, some bigger pot? And for instance, if anyone maybe have something some goods want to donate towards the business, I would be grateful for it to help me to move a little further. And it will kind of, because I have to go to town like every day. The other day I was saying I was going to seek a loan, but when I look and say I do loan already, and it's added pressure when you borrow a loan and have that business pressure also on it, because when things go bad,
you can't pay back the people for their money.
And let me tell you, the community that I'm at, maybe the reason why I'm struggling, you know, because I've been through about 7 years worth of losses through the war that violates through the community for the past years. Things is kind of calmed down now and getting smooth, and we're open for the best in our community, because where I'm at, it was a target point.
Oh my goodness.
And if you don't believe me, maybe you can come and look at the wall.
We know Denham Town.
Bullet holes.
We know Denham Town and adjoining communities.
People winded where I'm at, shut it out. My window shut it out.
And
those times, it set me back, because if I went to town to say spend $10,000 for say, if you hear one bow in the day, it affect everybody in the community. And in those times, I cook the food and ready it up, and if you hear bow, your business get knocked, which you can't carry back food to sell tomorrow. So I would not have another strategy the way I would like, because I want it to go. Even if I don't make by the money, I just want it to go. I would just ball out like, come and get your food $50. Woo! $40.
So they skip the gunshot and go to
skip it.
Look here. I agree with you. Excuse me, look a bit gunshot, but my belly. My belly. Yes, I. So them come still.
They come out.
Yeah, man. But it would be so nice if that didn't have to happen.
That didn't have to happen.
Yeah, man.
And I faced about 7 years.
Oh my
goodness. A challenge.
So, you know, these are some of the conversations that we need to have, you know, because you read these things on the news, or people in the community tell you, but I don't think some people understand how serious crime is and how it affects community members. School children want to go to school, them can't go to school.
Affect a lot of people.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So, finally, what would you say to members of your community, especially those who are not on the straight and narrow?
Keep the peace and share the love. Because the love and the peace make the dream works.
Yes.
And as the member of parliament of the community always say, what you not fight for? No goal, no aisle, no dog in Denham Town.
So that's
just
Mr. Mackenzie.
Keep the peace, yeah, Mr. Mackenzie.
Not true. No, it's a good question. What do you really have fight for? Sometimes you see the little piece of road where them call territory. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Chilo, it was just wonderful talking to you,
It was wonderful talking to you. Even though I'm still nervous.
No, sir, you don't look nervous at all. You look like you're ready for say, ready.
I can just say, ready.
Great talking to you, and continue to do what you do. And I know for sure that you're going to get a response from this interview, and there are not just one person, but there are people out there, many people out there who are going to extend a helping hand. I know that, and I know you know that too. I know, I'm sure. Yeah, man, through the powers of the Most High, it will happen. So, bigger part. That is the greatest thing you could have get to Chilo right now, because I'm on him way, and I'm doing what I'm have to do.
And it also leads to employment. Thanks
for always reminding us, it leads to more employment. We're going to take a break. Thanks again.
Thank you. Can I shout out Boopsy? Yes! She's listening. Boopsy, she turned up the radio at the scheme. Big up herself, more Boopsy. And to my mother and everybody who are listening, shout out coming from Golden Night Scheme, Ready Boss, Denham Town. Big up in yourself. Elise Kelly, all the way. I've been listening to you. I was a child.
Thank you for listening, and nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you again. Have a great day.
You too. So we're going to take a break. You love it, Beauregard, your daddy?
I'm here.
No, you just make me look like we can't chat, do you? So me that you're dead, you're dead, I'm here.
Yeah. Normally you're always ready before me, Mama Kelly, are just on time, but it was, nice to hear you preparing yourselves to go over the bridge.
Well, I hear you all the time, so
yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right, so all is well?
All is well. We're just gearing up for some showers later on. They're saying to expect some thunderstorms later on this evening, so that's about it. 70 degrees nonetheless, and it's pretty warm, not that cold.
No storm or nothing like that?
No, I don't think so. They said just some showers. Heavy rains, though.
Okay, all right, fine. So that's that.
That's that.
Okay, so you remember we had a conversation with Mikey General before?
Yes.
I'm not sure anymore, because you see, from you telling me say it wasn't me and you had that conversation with Cocoa Tea, it's like you throw me off, Virgin. But then I remember, I guess I remember that it was only me. Yes,
it was. The first time it was just you, and then I joined the last conversation. But we actually this is the first time we're both going to be speaking to Mikey General, I believe.
Is that right?
We talked about it, but we never actually interviewed together.
Me say, Kaveh, I mean, Phil reminding me to show up for you. So you know who passed through the studios today?
No.
Richie Stevens. So I was saying to him, boy, I feel so left out the last time you're there foreign. And all me can do is talk to you through the little something. And Beauregard, then I get the whole I talk. So me say to Richie, as me come on, that's what Lafayette reminded me of. As me come on, me go say to him, say, Abe!
But Mama Kelly, funny enough, let me just tell you. 2 days ago, Richie Stevens called me.
Yeah.
And he said, as soon as he answered the phone, he said, Killabo, I need to get in touch with Mama Kelly.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he said. He said, I need a way to contact her. So I made sure I sent on the number and everything. So I didn't expect him to come to the studio, but that's even better.
No, he contacted me by phone. I was really wondering. I kind of worked it out. I kind of worked out that you gave him the number, which I'm happy you did. So we made the link for him to come to the studio, but he didn't plan to come into the studio. He planned to just drop off the CD at the front and then go. But it goes. So we invited him in, and he had a word or two.
And strange enough, I am doing an album review. I'm starting something tomorrow called Album Reviews, And I'm going to be doing Richie Stevens' album as the very first album to review tomorrow.
I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, man. Nice album.
But you know, we've been getting some really nice albums. You know, you listen to the Mikey General CD. You got a chance?
I didn't get a chance to listen to the entire CD. No, I listened to a couple of the songs.
Okay, all right, that's enough. Because you know, as I said to him, there are times when you're listening to a CD and it's a good CD, but you kind of like pick out 5 out of 10. Every single one of these songs on this CD is just quality music.
And I saw it for go.
Yeah,
man.
Same way so it go.
Saw it for go.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you want to put in an album and every song connect.
Yes.
You know, from start to finish. And if that's what Mikey has right now, then that's a great thing.
Yeah,
just like Richie Stevens' album is just like that, mama.
Can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not surprised, you know, because, you know, these artists have been consistent, so why should we be surprised?
True.
You know, so, yeah. All right.
So, Mama Kelly, the biggest topic right now in Jamaica is the music ban that came down from the Broadcasting Commission.
Oh, for the Molly song, them.
Yeah. What is your take?
You can't sing both Molly or you can't sing both gun. It can't play upon the radio.
Simple.
I think that's, you know, that's different from banning it generally.
Exactly.
But it was always banned from off the radio. Well, it was always banned, but it wasn't sustained, you know. So a lot of it crept in and started being played on the radio. But songs like that, the Broadcasting Commission have very clear rules about songs like that. I guess them just putting down them foot. But I agree. How you feel about it?
I totally understand where the Broadcasting Commission is coming from. Like you said, it's not a ban on the entire island. It's just on the radio. They're not saying you cannot listen to these things in the dancehall space or at events, but you know, on the radio where there's much more responsibility to the public, I believe that they're doing a very good job in terms of, you know, just trying to quell some of the messages that go out there out in the public. I mean, if you're a visitor to the island and you're listening to the radio in the country and all you're hearing about is killing and gun and drugs and things of that nature, you know, it puts a stigma on the music.
It does.
And you know, we want people to listen to music and feel good about the music. Yes, you can go to YouTube and hear your music being played. It can be streamed on other platforms, but for the Broadcasting Commission, their job is to police what goes out over the airwaves. And if that's something that they do not want, I compare it to what I would call a club, Mama Kelly.
Yeah.
It's like if they have a dress code for a club and they say you cannot wear your pants below your waist to come in at the club, you cannot wear sneakers to come in at the club, then you can't enter the club.
It's simple.
You have to abide by the rules of the club, or you find somewhere else to go party.
I agree 100%. And I'm happy there's such a thing as the Broadcasting Commission, because it seems as though there are some of us in this industry who don't have a clue as to what is right and what is wrong and what we should be giving our children, what we should be, you know, exposing our children to. Because I hear some tune in a Beauregard where me wonder what the disc jockey thinking. Because fine, you're out there in the clubs, you do your thing. But on the radio, no, man.
Yeah, man. In other clubs, everybody, all the people them are adults, Mama Kelly.
Right.
Yeah, and even in that space also, you know, me as a DJ, I'm out there. I know everyone is an adult. There's certain music I don't even try to play when I see certain people. You know, it's just a respect thing.
And
you
principle.
Know, and principle. You know, I can't see people who have genuine respect for and then I play some song with all heap of explicit curse words and things of that nature in them ears. It does something to me, and it doesn't make me feel good about myself. You know, so we're not saying that the artists them not supposed to make them music. Make your music. The Broadcasting Commission is just saying that they're not going to allow it to come over the airwaves if it's not suitable.
But there's another side to Beauregard, and the other side is that there are times when an artist will do a song and it's a creative kind of tongue-in-cheek song, and them not coming out right with what it, you know, with the slackness. It kind of implied. But here what me feel about that now. You see, if you're a child can read between all them lines there and understand exactly what the artist has said, I know what fault that. And our fault that bridging, the picnic they're very exposed, you know. So we have to understand the part there too. Because chew your picnic ripe and precautious, I understand big people argument. Don't necessarily mean say we fish it up, you know. Sometimes the little picnic if you go on to. Sometimes the little picnic if you go on about them business. Because there are things that little children understanding where big people supposed to can talk about freely and them not supposed to understand.
True.
Because sometimes we are talking a code and them are like, really? When?
And you know, a lot of people are, you know, even getting off topic as far as this whole ban situation is. You know, sometimes people, well, I've spoken to people and they're like, well, the government is to be blamed for a lot of things that's happening. Yes, the government can take some responsibility for what we see happening on the island. You know, when there are not things provided for the youths of the country. But, you know, as far as the music, talking about what goes over the airwaves, that has nothing to do with, you know, the government and people, way of life and what they're doing from their day-to-day life. You know, we're talking about Broadcasting Commission, just policing the airwaves.
You know, it's the same thing.
Subjects.
It's two different things. I think it's more or less the same thing. Remember when we were talking to Steph on Tuesday, and he was suggesting that there are some things that is our responsibility. Because, like, sometimes you see some parents and them children doing some dancing, and them promoting it, and them saying, she good, you see, she can dance. And then there's a little pedophile there watching keenly to see just how she can dance. That not nothing to do with government. That is parenting. And poor choices as parents. So we can't just put government in every little something. We have responsibilities too.
True. So to the artists, I just want to say, continue to be creative, continue to make your music. And if you can make music to abide by the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica and you can get your music on the airwaves, then why not?
Why not?
You know, yeah, don't tell yourself, say, well, you don't need radio. A lot of people have been saying that, well, the youths, them now listen to radio, them are listen to this over here, so, and them are listen to that over there, so they're going on YouTube and all kind of things. Well, we have more responsibility on the radio. It's not just music,
well,
you know, so.
Well, I agree with you, and I agree that some, you know, young people not really listening to radio, but sometimes the quality of the programming that we put out has a lot to do with what people listen to. There's a sister who just sent this one a while ago, and she says, I say ban it all together. More fire, no littering in the music. Can I not agree?
Go ahead, Mama.
Because if we start to sit on a high horse and decide what people must talk about, then we don't know where that going to end either. You know, sorry to take that view. But we have a right to disagree. But because we disagree with what somebody is saying, doesn't mean they have to shut up. We can say, don't put it out there on the radio. That we can say. But we can't say to somebody, because you see, if I have a problem with that person's lyrics, and we can say, don't ban it, then we don't know when that are going to stop. We might have a problem with them religious view, and we say, don't talk about that neither. We might have a problem with them preferences, whatever way, and we say, don't talk about that neither. So I am not on that side at all. I am on the side of saying public radio and public spaces. There are some spaces where the people who put in on them thing can say, we don't want that kind of music there. It's their space. With the people there, the people who in charge of radio, they're in charge of radio. The Broadcasting Commission, that is their mission, and them have a right to decide that we're not going to spoil up our picnic them on radio, on that medium. But to say ban it everywhere, me not agree with that, because that means that somebody sitting down on a high horse deciding what we must talk about. That's dangerous.
And that's what I'm happy that it's not a island-wide ban as to say the songs cannot be played on the island, or you know.
Exactly.
It's just for the radio stations, you know, or the airwaves or whatever the case may be. But you know, Mama, one of the things that surprised me is the consensus of most of the people that I've been, you know, talking to and looking on social media. Everybody has been saying the same thing. People say better late than never, long time them for do this. And I thought it would have been the opposite. I thought it would have been more fire burning against the Broadcasting Commission. But, you know, a lot of people really and truly are agreeing, young and old people.
I think it always was there, Beauregard, but it's just, okay, we're getting the break signal, but it's just that, you know, we need to reinforce these laws, you know, and those who have a problem with with corrupting our youth. You see, when the youth them go dance and hear that, that is now the parents' responsibility. But when they can just turn on a radio and be corrupted, that is our responsibility. And I've always agreed with Broadcasting Commission. My only thing is that we have to be very careful that we don't get dictatorial in the laws and become dictators and start to say, no, we can't talk about that religion because we need to talk about that one, and we can't talk about that. Me not agree with that. But you see, on radio, standard for set.
Yeah, man. And the youth, them well creative to Mama Kelly. Them can do better than a lot of what we have been seeing.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we want them get rid of this idea where them call themselves dunce and all of these things, and them fully dunce, them dark and all of these things. It really doesn't make sense. You know, we want the youth them for show them wisdom.
Absolutely.
That's what we want them for sure.
Absolutely. And then brilliance musically and lyrically.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break. Mikey General is here, and we are going to do that interview 4 to 8. And we have live inside of the studio none other than Mikey General. And of course, you know, we're broadcasting live to the tri-state, so we also have Beauregard on hand. So,
Yes.
Beauregard, you know, Mikey General came inside of the studio talking about what we just spoke about. And I said to him, let us hear his opinion of what we were talking about, because it affects his craft. So that's my first welcome.
Blessed love Queen, give thanks and praise. Beauregard, respect, sir.
Blessed King. What go on, Mikey?
Yes, my brother. Yes, my brother. Give thanks.
Yeah, man, long time, long time.
Well, on this matter, I agree with the Broadcasting Commission, because I think this was long overdue in that I'm not saying that the youth them can express themselves. We're all about expression. But we know that the younger youths are very like sponge, them taking every little thing, and because of certain negative music where them a push, like the chopping and all them things. You have some music that say them now, but I go back to school car, you know, you the one I talk about chopper and this and you know how much money make a day and all them things. So the music have a powerful influence. I remember one time there was an artist come out say that the music now no influence by the people, but I lie them at tell.
Music have a lot of influence.
Because I could use Mandela as I remember Mandela said when he came to Jamaica, it was the reggae music that keep them fighting in the bush.
Absolutely.
That will show you how powerful the music is. So what the Broadcasting Commission has done is a very good thing. We're not going to fight against the youth them from express themselves, but I think a little morality is due in the music and in Jamaica as well, because sometimes them sing about the gun and the youth them take it up. Anything them sing about the youth them take it up, you know.
Yep.
So you have to be careful where you express to the youth them. So I agree with them 100%, and I would just hope say it make a change. Some of the youth them must say boy, it not going to make a difference because them have TikTok and them have YouTube and them thing there. But I think it will make, if even a small difference, it will make a change, because it will probably change the culture of how the music are played in Jamaica after a time. I don't know how long it's going to last.
You know, how long it lasts depends on the vigilance of we who play music on the radio.
Yes.
And the artists who give us music.
Well, there's a lot of good music out there, you know.
That we now play.
Exactly.
But Mikey, what would you say if, to the artists who defends themselves to what you just said in the reverse, saying that art imitates life and that they are singing about what they see instead of they picking up the gun after hearing a song?
All right, they're singing about what they see and we understand it, but there's a time and place for everything. I don't think it is in the public domain that you should express those things. So nothing wrong with underground music. You know what I mean? Keep it underground. We know certain things shouldn't be expressed publicly, especially when you have young kids. We're impressionable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Beauregard, art imitates life on various levels.
Yeah.
So that don't mean so we just go and just have it public. There are certain
Right.
things that are not public.
Exactly.
And I said that, Mama Killer, because that is the argument that a lot of people have been using since this whole thing came down. They have been saying that the government is to be blamed and this and that is to be blamed for what the youths are doing and what they are singing about.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying it's a different subject that we can also have a conversation about, but they're only talking about what is going over the airwaves. That is the topic.
That is the point.
Yes.
What is going on the, on radio, and the Broadcasting Commission needs to be firm to because they've always taken this stand, but somehow it gets upon them. So all of us have to be vigilant about it because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it makes sense, man. And it's just starting now. I could say 3 months down the road if it have any effect, and the people are the consciousness of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Mikey General. It's been a long time since the New York days, my brother, since I'm a senior. From Don One studio days.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man.
Yeah,
Give
man.
thanks.
Bless up yourself. Them time them used to play a sound named King Agony.
Oh, man, I know that sound, man. Big
Yeah,
sound.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, it's been a long time I haven't seen you, my brother. What has been going on for you since those New York days back in the late 90s?
Well, the late 90s, you see how long that? 20 odd years that.
Yeah, man.
Whole
from when we never see you.
Yeah, man. All thing, man. We've been doing a lot of recording. We have, completed now about 17 albums.
Mm-hmm.
Since those time I've been doing a lot of work, been touring extensively with brother Loshe.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, I started to branch off and do my own thing and doing more touring by myself and more shows by myself and thing. But me and brother Loshe, the relationship is still strong. We still, link up every now and again, regular too. And we have a show tomorrow, Sunday, and me and him are gonna do it and thing. And I'm always there for him, and he's always there for me. So the music is still continuing, the message still continue. We try not to divert from the message that we started out with. You know what I mean? It's always been about uplifting and encouraging and strengthening the people. And it's the same mission, my brother. Not change.
Well, every time I see you and Luciana, it's obvious that you have a real connection. You actually look like brothers, You start look alike, and you born same month. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
When is Lucy's?
20th.
The 20th. Okay, so and Lucy, happy birthday when it comes.
Happy belated.
Yeah. Sometimes we have an artist in the studio, and although we're talking about the album, we still have to set the stage, and Beauregard will understand.
Yes.
Because we can't just jump in at the album. So we need you to tell us about how you came into the business. A lot of people never know you're born in England. Because England accent gone long time.
Long time. But me never really know. Me never
know that.
Yeah. But you see, the thing is, my mother carried me to Jamaica when I was 2 years old, so me not really have no consciousness about England.
I hear you.
You understand?
I hear you.
Is when me about 10-year-old and me go take common entrance and them say if you go for your birth certificate, and I got for my birth certificate. And when me show the teacher now, she said, "But this is a foreign one. It got big like newspaper." They said, they said this a passport, they're different from you. This one a big like newspaper. And I saw me really I didn't even know that I was born in England.
You serious?
No, it's only when I take my common entrance.
Yeah.
It come, I got that knowledge, say I was born in England and thing, you know what I mean? But my career really started in school, because I used to go to St. Richard's Primary School, and I used to go to church down by Marvally Gospel Hall. And, from early, them put me in the church choir and the school choir. This summer start, and my neighbor did have a son. We used to live at Valentine Garden, and my neighbor did have a son, and me that go over there and sing and impersonate and me hear Michael Jackson song on the radio and I go there go sing and I saw me get involved in the music till a brethren have a sound system in a little place named Akiwak, right across the road from which part I live. I used to go over there and sing on the sound, a sound named Zion sound named Chalice, a sound named Macatone. Those were songs that nurture me. Me also DJ, me also DJ,
Yeah?
Yeah, man, a DJ, me also DJ, some man say, but me used to sing too. And some man where, me and them used to go St. Richard's and thing, and them know me as me get older. They must say, Mikey, you can DJ, you're a good DJ, but stick to singing. So, I decided, say, me go stick to my singing. Did my first recording when I was 16 years old. A song named Roots Me Roots for a producer named Roddy Silence down by Maxfield Avenue. He heard me singing on his sound system, and he said, boy, I'm like how me sing. And I came to Channel 1, go record me at Soul Syndicate Band. You know, that was when I met Santa, Fully Followed, Tony Chain. Those great musicians, you know, and it was a great experience. And, you know, it just put me on the road, say, well, yo, this is what I want to do in our life, you know. Even though I was going to school, George's at the time, you know, everybody I said, Mikey, a bright boy, rare. But it never interests me for really going at that world, that academical world. Me just decide, say, boy, I love the music, and, you know, I start going at it till my parents, I said, boy, you're Tone Croft.
Your mother is a teacher?
No, she was a lawyer, you know.
Your mother is a lawyer?
Yeah, that's why I sing Miss Taylor, boy.
I thought she was a teacher.
No, see
never
what
know.
happened to Miss Taylor, boy.
Everybody remember that song, the
Should have be a lawyer. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Mother, when it was little bit, she went to England and studied, and she get her law degree and things. So she come back to Jamaica and look after her and thing. And so she was a lawyer. So she never really want me to go in that field. You know, my brother them, all of my bigger brother them in academical, why economies, accountant and rare. But me always loving the whole which part of the old people. And that's what me love, and me always part with them people. And from me a young youth until, you know, in the music, you know, I decided that I'm gonna take this thing a bit further. And my parents said, boy, I never like my company because my friend them up pure old gangster. Them say, no, sir, I Senegal, England. So I went to England 1982.
You went back?
Yeah, I went back to England 1982. You know, England was a strange place to me. You know, I go there, first thing I go on bus stop one day and I see a girl a cuss her mother. Ooh. And I say to myself, say, jeez and peas, I wish she do cuss her mother. And she call her all kind of thing. And I say, I was so surprised because I never see them thing there yet. Somebody cuss their mother yet. Never see them thing there yet, you know. Because you know in Jamaica.
That's unheard of.
Unheard of. Especially in them time then. No, you know, probably youth them kind of get more.
Yeah, now them are doing.
Yeah, but when I was younger, you never hear nobody cuss their mother. So when me hear the girl, it was like a culture shock, you know. I'm start do some little work, you know, because I met Gappy Jed, and him, you know, him introduced me to Coxsone sound. I'm start sing pan Coxsone and start sing pan Saxon, and I did my first recording in the UK for Blacker Jed from Coxsone. Yeah, I did my first recording for him, a song named Hustling. Yeah, and there was brother Levi Roots, the reggae sauce man. He released the first song for me in England, a song named Baby Mother. Sugar Minot rhythm. Sugar Minot gave me a rhythm and I sing on it. And I released it on his label named Conqueror. And then from there, Sugar Minot had a label called Black Roots. And I also released a song with me. And you know, from there my career started pick up. That was like in the early 80s. And then I had a number one song called Dancehall Vibes for Dub Vendor. So that kind of changed my life. I start the whole show and thing, and start the whole PAs, because them time it was PAs and thing. And I did my first tour with Radigan in about 87. We toured some countries in Germany and thing, some cities in Germany. And you know, so Fatis now, Exterminator. I met him in England, 1984. I met Fatis, and in them time the Nitty Gritty was around, and me and him and Nitty Gritty went to Alan and come back. And you know, he did some recording with me with Aswad, the band Aswad. Yeah, he did some recording with me, and you know, from them time I just decided, so well, this is where I want to go. I want to stick into this thing. When I just went to England, I was doing a 9 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, working in a wine factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here we may have to leave it now. Me did there working at the wine factory, and there was this black man work there whose name was Percy. He's a Jamaican, and you know, he worked there for 25 years. So him in a jacket and tie and ton suit man, and him very, you know. So one day me did up on the line, I do the work, and one of the white youth them were there said to me, say, you're gonna be like Percy, you're gonna be here for 25 years.
Oh my goodness.
So when him said that to me, I said, what him say?
Oh,
Me,
my
I go there for
goodness.
25 years. I'm them time I start sing already. I say, you know what me I do? Me take vacation leave. What you call it? Vacation leave, sick leave, every leave, and collect all of the money and
Until
cut
I leave.
Yeah.
and leave.
Yeah.
Yes, man, and just start take the music more serious, and here I am today. Music has been good to me. If I tell
England
you,
is something else doing. I mean, you know, I remember just very briefly at this. I remember my mother telling me that she went to a course in England, right? And she used to have her hair natural, but she would at them days they would have press it. And she said that they had a function, and she pressed her hair to go to the function. And nobody told her that she looked nice when the hair never press. But as soon as the hair press, all the people them start to tell her, oh, not our people, other race, who for hair straight, start to tell her how she looks so nice. She says she never take up back that the hot comb there again. Because, you know, people say things and, you know, them don't realize that we are traumatized people, you know.
yes, man, traumatized.
Yes, so them is careful what them say.
Yes, man, and something.
So, Mikey, you believe that was him telling you that you're not going to elevate in the company at all? You're just going to be at that same position?
No, he was telling me that even if I elevate, I'm gonna be like him. But he wasn't a role model for me. You understand? Because to me, he was like a Uncle Tom, and I don't want to be no Uncle Tom. You know what I mean? I didn't want that kind of thing in my life. I wanted to be somebody who always stand up for my rights. You know what I mean? And he was like a man where them could have pushed around and tell him many things. No, sir, he wasn't my role model. Some say, let me left that place before me end up like Percy.
True. But you know something though, as I hear you saying people never wanted you to be among, you know, the people who are in this business. It strikes me as very odd. Because if we even study the life of Christ when he was on earth, him choose certain people for demons.
Of course.
Because certain people need goodness and uprightness and people who can show them that level also.
Of course.
And I am sure that's why you have been chosen, Mikey General, to be amongst those who are marginalized. Because you really bring a lot of upfulness to the industry, you know.
Yes, man. Thank you very much. And, you know, I just love poor people, man. I love ghetto people. Them are the nicest people to me. I mean, right through my life growing up, most love me we always receive are from the people in the inner city. Them always show me love. And they never... I'm going to tell you something, Empress. This is something where we don't like to talk about. But in the early 70s, there was a lot of racism in Jamaica, you know. If you're brown, stick around.
Still
if you're,
there.
yeah, it was worse them time then. And you find, say, which part me used to live in a Valentine Garden was kind of surrounded with that, because we are the only black family in at that time, the real black family then, you know. I mean, and we have 10 people in the house, and the house a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. So we come like we come ghettoize the community, you know what I mean? But me never like, you know, sometimes I say some little thing, why you blacky, why this and that. Me can't manage.
No, me not laugh because me laugh.
No. And you say, me used to go say, I tell you, I got me there at church, at school one day, and them I go up on a big thing, a liquor theater, and me was one of the singer them. And me was one of the top singer them. But teacher them come, the same teacher, music teacher come look at me, say, boy, you have fever, black pepper green, you can't go, you're not dressed right, your shoes don't look good, and that, you know, them time that thing there.
Yeah,
so,
man.
me always kind of shun them people.
Yeah, I know exactly what you
and
mean.
just go amongst the ordinary people who appreciate me.
Who you are.
Who was.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, it's from early. We thought that we're not enough, you know.
Of course.
And it's from people sometimes who we actually respect and love teach us that we're not enough, you know.
7-8-year-old, them experience me I go through.
We need to take a break. We'll take a break. We'll soon forward. Up in the hills, a whole lot high. This is actually the title track. So, Beauregard, you say you listen to a few of the songs. Which ones you listen to?
I listened to this one and I listened to Loyalty, which is one of my favorite songs on the album also.
Okay.
You
Yes,
know,
man. Give
Loyalty
thanks.
is a very good track. I love that.
Thank you very much, man. And, you know, if you listen to the song, it's a real life experience that I talk about, you know. There was an incident between me and a virgin, you know. And I call my cousin and said to him, say, yo, cousin, you know, sir, brother and I behave right and very, you know. But through him and my cousin did have a good relationship. My cousin was saying, me not get involved, you know. So me I say, but loyalty. Me and you there right through the years, and this man just come, but you treat you good now. You want to forget me when me and you did there. So me say, see it there, and the song comes say, loyalty is such a novelty, you can't even get it from your family. Because when the pod starts simmer, it's all about the glamour and the glitter. Loyalty is such a rarity. That's why I have to put my trust in the Almighty, because when it all boils down, only Jah will be around. It's a real thing, you know?
Yes, sir.
You know what I found interesting and actually exciting? The fact that you are the one who have this album Holy Heights, because a lot of artists say a lot and sing about a lot of things, but them everyday life don't reflect it. You are one of the artists whose everyday life reflects the teachings of His Majesty. When you go on stage, your performance reflects who you say you are. How do you stay focused and centered in a world where hype and nonsense is what's happening?
Well, Empress, to tell the truth, it's just like how you are for you. I've never heard you play certain music where they do derogatory and thing. You're always uplifting. It's when you have a purpose and a mission. And I saw it as my mission that when I came to this music and I said I start work with Exterminator, and I started say, well, you know what, I have to live what I say, that in order to be right and powerful. You understand? So I started to study about Rastafari, started to read the Bible more, and study about His Majesty. And I just decided, say, well, if I want to be a person who is going to uplift people, I have to live it. I can't just talk it. Yeah, I have to make sure people see it and see the goodness. You know what I mean? And you know Jamaican people already. Anytime as you miss, you're not Rasta.
You're rascal.
Yeah, Jamaican people. So you have to depend on your P's and Q when you deal with Jamaican people, And, it has helped keep me where I want, where I want to be. When I know so that the people are watching me and say, as me sleep, so, I'm going to say, Mikey, I want that. Yeah, but and I Rasta do them thing there, And push me back in line and say, can me make mistake? And me have faults, you know what I mean? But the people are there to put me forward in line. So we give thanks to the people, trust me.
That's one thing with Jamaica for sure.
Yeah, man.
Empress, what you eat?
What you eat, Rasta youth? What you do? And you can't trick. I'm going to tell you something. Jamaica, the ballest head of man. You know what Rasta, what is expected of Rasta, certain behavior and certain liberty. You can't trick the people, them. You cannot trick Jamaican people. You can't. You see some of them I talk about them are Rasta. The people them know who is Rasta from who
better believe
you
that.
Can't trick them. Them know where you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to act.
True.
You can't trick them, brother. So me just try to stay in the road. So them won't have to say me I try to trick them. They say, Mikey, I'm there on a good road.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
staying in it.
Yeah, right.
You know, Mikey, today, one of my favorite songs from you is Unseen Blessings.
Yes, man.
And Father God Almighty is another song I love.
Thank you, man.
So after listening to these few songs off the album, I'm definitely going to be listening to the rest of the entire album. Probably do a review right here on Irish Jam Radio 93.5.
That would be very good.
But
Thanks,
you're talking about what you're just talking about a while ago. You mentioned it in your music too. There's a song where you talk about integrity, being doing what you doing the right thing even when no one is watching.
Yes.
And you mentioned that. That's another thing that I love with the album. And I think Jamaican artists, particularly reggae artists, need to be conscious of the conversations that you're having on rhythm. There are certain conversations that we've had. We know who we born, we know who we don't like, we know the whole of them there's something. But the level of conversation now needs to be uplifted. And that is one of the reasons why I love your album.
Thank you.
I drove from Kingston to my bush and back. And it was like I was driving with an hopeful brethren beside me.
Give thanks, Queen.
Yeah,
Give
man.
Thanks.
And that is something that I really feel very strongly about. We need to raise the level of conversations that we have on this reggae rhythm.
and we can. Because as I said, there are so much good artists out there. You know, I heard you play this artist this morning, Mortimer.
Yes.
I really like his music. He's a very good singer, and his message. And you know, that whole generation, you know, I like them. Yeah, I want them just to stay on the road where they are, and you know, not deviate. I mean, they are young, and them can easily be, you know, record company might sign them and change them too if they're not careful. But it would be good to know that they stick to the formula that made people notice them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, Mikey, but before we wrap up this interview, Mama Kelly just talk about she felt like she was around a good brethren. I'm here in New York City around one of your good brethren, Mr. Ras Dave Judah.
Yes, man.
Sefi heal you up and bless up someone who you have been to the motherland with in Ethiopia. Yes, I. Tell us about that visit.
Well, that visit is, I tell you, it was a very great visit, you know. And I'm glad you bring it up because I wanted to talk about Mama Elise. You know, me and brother Lucian and Dave Duda, he was the one who take us to Ethiopia, and we did a show in Millennium Square. And, you know, I remember we went to the Hilton Hotel in Addis Ababa, and we saw some people, and they say, you know, we're doing the release for the movie called Africa Unite. It's at His Majesty Palace, and we want you to come. So me and Brother Lucia, we went there, and, you know, first as we sit down and start all of, you know, we did a little tour of the palace and thing, and when they start in the movie, you know, we sit down and thing. One of the first person we see on the movie, you know, Empress Elise Kelly, we seen in the movie, and we was so joyful, we almost ball out.
Which movie?
Africa Unite.
Okay.
It was about the Bob Marley concert, right?
Boy, God, remember that when we were talking about Sister Rita Marley, and I said, Sister Rita Marley has taught me so much.
Okay.
That was one of the missions that she invited me on. And when Sister Rita Marley called me in my hotel room, after she told me to burn out the place properly, and she said, we put on your best frock because we're going to the palace. You see, when she come, I'm like, yeah. When she come off of the phone, I'm like, no, sorry, me? I palace? Because
His Majesty Palace.
His Majesty's Palace.
Whoa.
So that was, I really have to just send a lot of love to my sister Rita Marley.
Yes, man.
Because it happened because of her.
Yeah, and as I say, it's one of my greatest experience too. As we say, when we see Empress Elise Kelly, and she was in the palace. Because the movie was shooting at the palace part, right, at the audience part. And, you know, when we see her, we felt so good in ourselves because we say, yeah, boy, say Elise Kelly there. Boy, I know we alone come to the palace, well, for people come to the palace, it's nice, and it was a joy, you know?
And you know what it teaches us too, Mikey? That we get a lot of disrespect sometimes because of what we do and who we do it with. Moments like those help us. I'm sure it helped you
Of course.
to feel good about yourself.
Of course.
And to know that you're royal, no matter what other people may think. Your hair might a ticky like what the lady say, but you're in at the palace.
You know where you always call them? Palace picnic.
Palace picnic.
Can't go around. It's such a royal. No people don't know what it means. You know, them take it simple when you say palace picnic, you know, but it's a, you don't know it empowering it is. You say you have palace picnic.
Make we go back to the music. Just can't even give me the wrap up signal and me don't play that one yet. We played this one this morning, and the amount of response that we got from our listeners, and it's a simple track. It's called
Look Within.
Look Within. Let's talk about that.
I mean, I'm a son, you know.
Yeah.
Yared.
Your son is Yared. I was going to ask you, who is Yared?
Yeah, man, I'm a son, man. I'm a son, Yared. Yeah, man. You know, him always in the music. He's in the music. Him build rhythm and thing, you know. But I said I wanted him to do a song with me, and I say, you know, him's a youth where him love him Bible and him love him Christ and thing, and you know, him follow Rastafari. But you know, him believe in a God, and you know, he's a godly youth, and me say, come son, may you do a song, and we come up with this one. It's a good song.
You need to listen to this one, Beauregard.
I definitely will, Mama.
Last
definitely.
one.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely beautiful, and these are the messages that we really need to be sending out there, because you know people listen. You know,
yes.
I played this one this morning, and almost every single text that I got on my phone was about being conscious of who you are from within.
Of course. Look within. Remember, Jesus Christ tell us say, say the Lord, say the kingdom of heaven is not over there or over there. The kingdom of God is in within. So we have to harness that kingdom of God within, you know. And this song is about that.
Wow. We have to wrap up now. You wrap up, Beauregard.
Well, Mikey General, I just want to say thank you for coming into the studios and blessing us with this new music, and continue to push through, my brother, and just keep the positive vibes going.
Yes, brother, and thank you very much. And I want to thank Empress Elise Kelly and the whole family, the Bridge family, for having me here. It's a joy, it's a pleasure. You know, Bridge is one of the stations that is opening up the people them eye. It's in regards to reggae music, just the people them with them have. You, Beauregard is a sound man. Yeah. Scorpio a sound man. I Ilawi. You know what I mean? You see the type of musicologists where they on Bridge. Richie B and them kind of people where know the music, and I think this station have what it takes to lead I and I out of certain mental state, because the real thing is that when you play good music.
Yes,
and
just
that's
like
very
that.
important.
Very much so. So we're going to close off with this one. Wow, this one is so beautiful. This one says, bless up Miss Taylor boy, Mikey General, one of the real reggae soldiers who has been on the battlefield for the right reason, delivering messages of consciousness. All the best with your new album. I have another one from Richie Innocent with Long Like a Book.
I'm a general, man.
So we have to wrap up here now. Beauregard.
Yes, Mama Kelly, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Right. You know you're going to text me with some foo-foo joke before Tuesday.
I will.
I know you will. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.